Welcome everyone to Unsheathed Sword Reviews. I'm Vic, and today I'm bringing you an unboxing of the Holy Roman Empire 14th Century Longsword that is a part of the Royal Armouries - Windlass - Matt Easton collection. So for those of you who don't know, these swords are collaboration between Windlass and the Royal Armouries and Matt Easton to make functional reproductions of specific swords that are a part of the Royal Armouries. If you've watched Matt Easton's videos, he talks about the process of how they painstakingly took measurements, and it was a long process to make sure that they got these swords just right. And these swords are generating a lot of excitement right now in the sword community, but there's a little bit of hesitation also, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's Windlass Steelcrafts are the ones that are making them. Now, not to say that they make bad swords, but they typically make budget range swords. These all are easily in the upper mid-range. So the question is, I think we all know that Matt Easton's not going to put his name to something unless they handle and feel the way they should be. He said, if you watch his videos, he talks about how meticulous the process was to get these measurements. I want to know if the fit and finish matches the new price point. So genuinely excited, going to get into it. Yeah, off the bat, the box is pretty cool. Not going to lie. I know that doesn't really matter too much, but it just looks nice. It looks pretty fancy. Gonna open it up here. Excuse the banging on the table, but all right, here we go. So right away, if you watched any of the videos that he made, Matt Easton, on these swords, you will see that they are ridiculously well packaged. In fact, I will say this is the best packaged sword I've ever received, or the most well packaged, whatever the proper verbiage is. I'm excited, not just because of how insanely packaged it is on the inside, but this came double boxed. Like, it was in a giant cardboard box. I opened that up. Second cardboard box, opened that up. And then there was this, and then it was lined with a bunch of this packing material. So I dare say these swords are not going to get damaged in shipping. But all right, let's dive on in. Open this up, and the first thing you'll see is you get a little tiny thing of wax. Which is really neat. And I don't know of any other swords that come with wax or oil or anything like that. That's usually a product that you have to buy, after the fact. So that's just pretty cool. You get a neat little cloth for applying that. And here, each sword has a certificate of authenticity. And I just want to say, so this is neat. But like this combined with how intricately this is all packaged, with the fancy cover on the box that has like the logo and all that, they're really doing a good job of making unboxing this feel special. Like you feel like you have a special product. I'm sure that is 100% by design. And I think that's a good way to go. Like, this feels like a big deal unboxing one of these. So yeah, pretty neat to have that. But let's get to what we all want to see. Even the scabbard is individually wrapped. This is crazy. Open this up. So every one of these swords comes with a wood core, leather wrapped scabbard that has a bronze shape here at the end, and rain guards here. And I gotta say, this is a very well made scabbard. Has stitching here on the side, and yeah, this feels really good. This was really sturdy. As a lot of you know, most swords, especially once you start to get to the upper range, don't come with scabbards. So the fact that this comes with one, and honestly, like a really good one, like shy of Valiant Armory, I can't think of any other swords that I've seen that come with scabbards this nice, just straight out the box. So that's really cool. Gonna dispense with that for a second and get to the thing I really want to see. So there we go. Get out of the wrapping. Wow. Holy crap. Okay. So yeah, all the packing. Nice little protective tip. So as I unwrap this, I'm going to talk about why I got this sword specifically. So like I said, there's about 4 swords in there that I'm interested in, wrapped, heavily coated in oil. This one I specifically wanted to get first because for the enthusiasts in you, you might know that it bears a striking resemblance to the sword often referred to as the Black Prince. Lots of manufacturers make a version of that sword, and I've looked at them all. This is really on there. And I should have got a knife. And for one reason or another, something about each of those swords made me not want to get them. So this one which is essentially the sister sword to those, looks really, really, really good. Has the same profile, it's the same blade type, same guard. Wheel pommel also, but not, the same design, but it's essentially the sister sword. And it's one that I've had, I just think, absolutely gorgeous sword. And this is coated in grease. And I didn't think to get a napkin either. But it's okay, because we're going to improvise. That's what we do, right? We're tool users. I'm going to use tools. That's making it worse. Here's what I'm going to do. Through the magic of editing, I'm going to do a jump cut. And then when I come back, I'll have a cloth. This sword, I think, just looks absolutely amazing. And if you watch the video Matt Easton did, he talks about how it is a very specialized thrusting sword. It is meant for going into the gaps of plate armor. And initial impressions, just holding it, as he said in that video, it really takes you back because this isn't the largest longsword in the world. It's actually relatively short in terms of the blade length, and the grip's not terribly long, but it definitely has some weight to it. This is not a super light sword. This definitely feels like a bit of a beast in your hand, but because of the, holy crap, the insane distal taper that it has, super thick at the base, tapering off to still pretty damn thick, it definitely feels wieldable. Combined with the ridiculously huge pommel, you can wield this one hand, and it still feels lightly. It still feels like it wants to move, but the sword definitely has an authority about it, and it's really, really neat. Real quick, let's look at some fit and finish things. The grip is leather cord bound and has risers, and so my concern was how well this would be executed, how well the hilt components would come out, and this is exactly what I was hoping for. This looks really, really, really good. The peen looks tremendous, lots of dimension, no real gaps or ledges or epoxy coming out of anywhere. The gap in the crossguard is there, but for the price points, not bad. And there's goop in it. It's just the oil. Like, they really lathered this bad boy up. It is coated in oil. So yeah, pretty decent sized gap there. But again, for not a mid-range or not a high-end sword, I'm okay with it. And I know a lot of you guys are not thrilled about the Royal Armouries logo being on it, but it's not terribly big, and it actually looks pretty well done. But yeah, let's look at the blade. So yeah, the central ridge does waver a wee bit, but again, upper mid-range. I'm not expecting perfection, and I don't see a whole lot of rippling. I mean, there's rippling in the blade, but it's not bad. Yeah, initial impressions are very, very, very positive. Fit and finish looks really, really good and is exactly what I was hoping for. This specific sword, though, is super interesting, and I think anybody who picks this up is going to be taken back, especially if you've held swords before and you kind of have an idea what something like this should feel like. This is a beast, and I really, really look forward to checking out. So, hey, stay tuned. We will have an official review of this coming pretty soon, but the next review you guys will see will be of the Hanwei Banshee. We actually collabed with Matthew Jensen, made a video about that sword where we had a fun chat, talked about the sword, had a good time. So stay tuned for that. That'll be up next. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.